On to the bottom of the fourth inning we go. Segrera dealing to Emily Craig, who struck out in the first inning and swings and misses at the first pitch here.
Brand new ball game for Segrera here, tied at 2. She's got to keep this Concordia team in check to give her offense a chance to take the lead.
Segrera gets her to foul tip it back for strike 2 there.
Segrera's had some success with the, I believe it's the screwball, for using the softball term, or for baseball terms, the two-seam fastball that starts over the plate, breaks in on the hands of Concordia. Their big, powerful hitters are long and lengthy, so they get that extension of the barrel of the bat can be troubled. Segrera's not letting them get extended. However, the flip side of that is you throw in, sometimes you give up a hit by pitch.
So Craig gets plunked there, and she will take first to start things off here in the bottom half of the fourth inning for Concordia. That'll bring up Annette Mergiano, who flew out to left in her first at-bat in the second inning. And we are going to have Rachel Prentice come on to run now for Emily Craig. So Prentice is on. She's scored 9 runs on the season. She's also 3 for 3 in stolen base opportunities.
Another leadoff runner aboard here for Concordia. Can they cash it in for the third run of the ball game?
Mergiano shows bunt, squares it back to Segrera. Throw the first in time for the out. Runner to second with 1 down.
Nothing fancy there. Sack bunt down. Pitcher handles it, records the out. Now Concordia has the go-ahead run. And dare I say, Chris Sheeman's prediction of the third run could be the game-winning run here in the bottom of the fourth.
Brianna Simpson struck out in her first at-bat now. Amanda Halen wants to give a shout-out. Awesome dance moves. Are you giving a shout-out to yourself for your awesome dance moves, Amanda? That pitch is swung on and missed by Simpson. I don't know if that's in the shout-out rules.
We have to go to the book on that one, get a ruling from our officials.
Segrera comes set, and the 0-1. That hits her. Again, and I love Simpson. Man, she books it right down there every time she walks.
And again, that screwball that comes in on those righties, Simpson just took it right on the left thigh there, turns away from it. It's a good hit by pitch. Good call by the home plate umpire, allowing her to go to first. Runners at first and second here in 1 out. And again, Concordia threatens here. Chris, go ahead and highlight this one. Clutch at bat on the way.
Here comes Morgan Ryder, who walked. And the pinch runner Martinez scored for her in the third inning. Segrera, the first pitch on the outside for ball 1. Talked about Katie Cotta, the senior. Segrera with a lot of time left here in college. And boy, what a start to her career.
I almost feel bad for her, because now this is the expectation to strike out 480 people in a season and get your team in a national championship.
That pitch swung on and missed by Ryder. 1-1 is the count.
I feel even worse for her. I had a chance, you and I were talking to her before the game started, and some of her friends didn't even know they were playing for a national championship today. If you're some friend, or consider yourself a friend of Caroline Segrera, and you don't understand what she's pitching in today, that's who I feel bad for, is Caroline. Her friends, got to get on the same page with her here.
2-1 is the count now on Ryder.
Start tweeting her friends, Chris. That's how you do that. That's how you work that machine. That's
are.
how you work that stuff, right? You guys tell them.
2-1.
Tell them what's up.
Swung on and foul tipped into the glove. Count now even at 2-2.
I think I would just have to get the plaque that they give it if you're the national champion, get it made into a big 1-inch wrapper's chain, and get it the plaque would be the charm, and you just walk around wherever you go with that.
What is wrong with you?
To let your friends know, hey, I'm a national champion. It's your fault you don't know that.
Are you Flavor Flav's marketing guy?
That's exactly what I was going for. A Flavor Flav chain, instead of a clock, you put the plaque on it that the NAIA gives you as a national champion. You just walk around that thing all summer long. They'll figure it out.
3-2 is the count now.
Go to the grocery store.
A big pitch here for Segrera. The payoff pitch. Takes it low, and the bases are loaded. So trouble for Spring Hill, and an opportunity for the Eagles now. Still one down here in the inning for the number 9 hitter, Hannah Howell.
So if that wasn't a clutch at-bat, no bigger at-bat for Concordia here on the afternoon in the bottom of the 4th. Bases loaded. You've got to have some sort of out without the runners advancing here to keep this game tied for Sagrera.
Hannah Howell, 39 RBIs on the season. She has a home run in this tournament. Sagrera comes set. That pitch is low for ball 1.
Sagrera's got to get ahead of these hitters. Even a 9-hole Howell can beat you, but you got to put Howell on her heels by getting ahead in the count. Infield's going to come in for Sagrera to try to cut this run off at the plate. It's a force out as well.
That pitch right down the middle for strike 1. I think Sagrera needed that one, as she's been kind of all over the place here in the inning.
Got to regroup here if you're Sagrera. Got to regroup. She's been in these pressure situations before. This is nothing new for the freshman phenom.
The wind and the 1-1. Hit in the air deep to left field, but that's going to get foul. And just in front of the fence.
Don't throw that one again.
1-2.
Don't throw that one again. Howell will not miss it the second time, I promise you.
We have somebody from the College of Idaho says they're after the championship next year, too.
Oh, get to work, Idaho. Get to work.
All right, Idaho.
Get in the weight room. Get to running.
Eat them potatoes. 1-2. Chopper Partman gloves it, but it's foul down the third base side, so we'll do it again at 1-2. I lived in Wyoming, and somebody told me to go over to Idaho because it's beautiful, just outdoor. If you're an outdoorsy person, it's supposed to be an awesome part of the country.
I can echo those sentiments. I've been to the NAIA Baseball World Series out there in Lewiston, Idaho. We flew into Spokane, Washington. One of the best hour-and-a-half drives I've ever had in my life trying to find Lewiston. It was phenomenal.
1-2 is the count with the bases loaded and 1 down. Here in the bottom of the 4th, a liner again fouled down the third base side. Having never been good enough to reach this point, Matt, as an athlete, I can't imagine what's going on in their head. I would be so tight out there right now as that is popped up again at 1-2.
Well, the good news for both these teams is they've got great coaches, and these coaches, they aren't over-emotional. They aren't over-excited. They've got a very calm, instructional demeanor about them, and so that's good for these players, and they have one thing to focus on, and that's do your job. Right now, if you're Hannah Howell, just get a base hit up the middle, drive something outfield, and get an RBI. When you break it down that simple, it's just a game.
People don't realize this is really a year-round sport for these teams. That's a liner down the left field side, and that's going to roll all the way to the wall. 2 runs are in. Here comes the third as it's Martinez rounding third and heading for home. That was Ryder, excuse me, and it's a 3-run double for Hannah Howell.
Howell in the 9-hole makes it hurt with the bases loaded and 1 out. She got a pitch up in the zone, got the barrel of the bat on it, didn't do too much with it, didn't try to hit on the ballpark like she did earlier, yanking that ball foul. Stayed inside it, put it to left field. It scooted all the way to the wall, and the speed for Concordia scores 3 runs here as now the Eagles are on top 5-2 in the bottom of the 4th as it's the green and gold that can smell victory at this point.
Prentice scores, Simpson scores, and Ryder scores. Now as Sellers Cook goes out to talk to her pitcher.
Big base hit for Howell down the left field line there. She had just 2 base hits coming into today. One of them was a home run, which included her lone run and her lone RBI, as she hits a double down the left field line that scores 3 and puts her team on top in a national title game.
Still only 1 out. Katrin DeBron comes to the plate. She's 2 for 2 already. Doubled and singled. She scored a run in the first, had an RBI in the third as the lefty steps in. 5-2. The wind and pitch almost took her head off as DeBon gets out of the way for ball 1.
DeBon has had phenomenal success. She is yet to be retired by Segura in the last 2 days and could drive in another run if she continues her single barrage.
Segura got that one over the plate to even the count at 1-1.
Got to regroup here for Segura. That's what Coach Kick did out there. Wanted to get her whole team in there inside that center circle to let Segura know you've got a defense behind you here. Don't have to do too much. Let the defense work for you here. You still got 3 innings left. You're only down by 3 runs. Keep the damage to a minimum here in the inning.
Howell now with 42 RBIs on the season as she picks up 3 on that double. Right now the count 2-1 on Katrin DeBaun. And that pitch misses as well, 3-1.
Segura falls behind just a little bit here. I can assure you a pitching change is probably not an option here for Coach Cook. She wants to stick to what got her here in this contest.
And she misses again, a 5-pitch walk. Runners on first and second now with still only 1 out here in the inning. And it will be the number 7 batter here to bat in this inning. And the second hitter in the lineup, Chanel Dresser, a sacrifice in the first, a single in the third.
Dresser hit in front of Jorgensen. Even though Jorgensen is struggling on deck here, you got to go after the 2-hole hitter and Dresser, who slaps from the left side here. You do not want to see Jorgensen with the bases loaded and just 1 out.
Pitch on the outside for ball 1. Shout out for Hannah Howell from Trevor. You got it, buddy. That pitch misses low to even the count now at 1-1. Yeah, it was. That was freshman on freshman. Trevor,
how about that?
Reminding us.
Wow.
Come on to the broadcast booth next time, Trevor. We'll get you a job. 1-1. Bunted on back to Segura. Throws to first where Downs is covering to record the second out, but it's a sacrifice that moves Howell over to third and DeBaun to second.
Dresser, the other freshman in the starting lineup for Concordia, so the 2 young guns getting it done here in the bottom of the 4th.
8th batter in the inning is Jenna Jorgensen. A couple of flyouts to left field in 2 at-bats for Jorgensen here today. You mentioned she'd come up in a key moment. This might be that moment. Chance to blow the game open right now with Concordia leading at 5-2.
Jorgensen, no inexperienced young gun here. She is a veteran leader on this team, a 2-time All-American with 2 runners on and 2 outs.
Segura winds the 1-0, hit right back up the middle. That'll score at least 1. Rounding third and heading for home is DeBaun. She'll get in there as the throw gets away from the catcher, Bourgeois. Moving over to second is Jorgensen with 2 more RBIs to her credit now on the season, and her 6th and 7th here in the tournament as Concordia goes up 7-2.
An uppercut delivered by Howell. Now a haymaker by Jorgensen here as Concordia leads by 5 as Jenna, the shortstop in her senior season, comes up huge to put 5 runs on the board here in the bottom of the 4th as the clock seems to be approaching midnight for the Cinderella Spring Hill squad.
Shayna Groom, single and an RBI in the first, popped up to the pitcher in the third. Takes the first pitch for ball 1. Hi to Caroline's friends watching. Somebody suffered a broken leg.
Ouch.
Sorry to hear about that, Kristen, if that's you. As that pitch is swung on and missed. So 1-1 is the count. So shout out to Kristen. See, that's one of her friends right there.
There you go. That's what we like to hear. They know what's going on.
One pitch is inside for ball 2.
That's a serious broken foot.
Right now, Segura struggling here in the inning. It's a 5-run inning so far for Concordia. They're looking for more. Up 7-2. Segura, that pitch hit in the air to left field. Taking a few steps to her back is Hinson, and she makes the catch to retire the side. But 5 runs come across as Concordia sends 9 runners to the plate after 4 innings. 7-2 Eagles. You're watching the 2013 NAIA Softball National Championship game brought to you by Turbo Sports.